Bertram, hey, how's it going? You said you quickly go over the process of taking a rock wall thing like the one I liked you to game res. Yeah, so this one, let's take a little side trip here. So I'm going to just grab a quick plane, make polymesh 3D. Let's go to our comma key. We're going to go to Insert, Brush, IMM. There we go. And then there's like bricks and clods in here. So I'm going to take these bricks. One thing you can do with these bricks is you can drag them out and you can have a brick. I'm also going to go down here to our modifiers and I'm going to say multi-mesh selector 3. So as I'm dragging these out, it's just going to give me a random brick every single time. You can also hold down Control and it'll snap to your brush size. So you can make them all somewhat consistent. So we'll just make a quick brick wall. And again, I'm not much of an environment artist. It's going to really show as I do this, but let's say this is our brick wall here. So I can do is I can isolate this, invert that, delete hidden. So we've got our brick wall and we want to game res this thing. Game resing brick is usually okay as far as like just decimating it. You don't need like quad topology for things that aren't going to animate, but you might run into some problems here, especially you know, wanting these things to kind of not have a bunch of weird holes in them. Like this isn't really realistic. That rock is kind of floating in space. So first go through here and see if you can't. You can also hit W and Control Tap and that'll just give you a way to just isolate these things really quickly. So that's our first step here. So now if I take this and I, let's say this is my high res, and I duplicate this off and I want to make a game res. So what I'm going to do is to make an envelope for these, I can go through here and I can do a Dynamesh. And depending on the resolution, that'll make a nice envelope. It'll voxelize these pieces together. And now you can go ahead and decimate this down. And that's just going to be in your Z plugins, decimation master, preprocess, and then decimate. Now, if you decimate this right now, see that nasty geometry right there? It's just going to leave it. So that's something you want to be really careful about, and it will give you non-manifold geometry for days in those little weird areas. To kind of avoid that, one thing you can also do is you can go down here to remesh, and it's not symmetrical, so we're just going to remesh this. And we go out of solo mode, you're going to see it just gave us this remesh blanket over it. Much, much cleaner. And now with just these two showing, we can go through here and we can do project all. And even this remesh here, you can subdivide it and you can project all. If you're getting these little errors here, you can go into BZP, that's our Z project brush, turn off RGB, and then you can hold down. Oh, you can just Z project back. You can hold down Alt if you want to Z project up towards you. And you can just go through here and kind of push these polygons where they need to go. And that's just a way to kind of ensure that you don't have any weird twisted little holes. Now it is camera based, so make sure you are moving your camera around and getting these things pushed back. So that'll give you a very clean envelope. And then from that point, you can either decimate this, or you can even, if you Dynamesh this, you're going to get a better result. We can even Dynamesh this at a higher resolution. Now, the lower the resolution, the more it's going to fill little holes and stick big areas together. The lower the resolution, the lower the resolution, the more it's going to do that. The higher the resolution, the less it's going to do that. So you kind of just play a balance of getting all your forms in there. And at this point, it should be pretty clean. And then it's just a matter of Z plugin, preprocess current, and then Z plugin. Let's decimate this down to like 5K polys. And if that doesn't look good, or you want it lower or higher, since you've already pre-processed, you can use these custom ones down here, or presets and then custom ones down here. You can drop this down to 1 and decimate and see how it looks, or you can go to like 10 and decimate, see how it looks, so you don't have to pre-process every time. And that'll give you a little bit of a cleaner, more controllable geometry. Now, all these errors out here is stuff you would have to clean up, but I'll leave that up to you. And now, UVing this, you can use UV Master. And then just say, you want to work on a clone ideally, no symmetry, just unwrap, and then flatten. There you go. There's some UVs.